What began as a routine traffic stop in the Midwest quickly turned into a situation no one expected. An officer had pulled over a vehicle for a simple traffic violation, the kind of stop that usually ends with a warning or a small ticket. The driver calmly told the officer his name was Michael Joseph Gendor. But something about the interaction immediately felt strange. When the officer asked him to spell his last name, the driver hesitated, stumbling over the letters before finally saying Jandor. That small pause raised suspicion. Officers see this kind of hesitation often, and it's frequently a sign that someone may not be telling the truth. When the officer returned to his patrol car to run the information through the system, the results confirmed his suspicion. Nothing came back. No license, no record, no match for the name the driver had just given. Knowing something wasn't right, the officer returned to the vehicle and calmly asked the man to step out so they could sort out the identification issue. The passenger sat quietly in the car, barely moving, while the officer explained that they needed to verify who the driver really was. The driver insisted he had done nothing wrong and claimed his license was valid in Illinois. But the checks still came back empty. To speed things up, officers brought out a fast Idaho fingerprint scanner, a device used to confirm someone's identity within seconds. All the driver had to do was place a finger on the scanner. Instead, he refused. He became defensive, saying he had never given fingerprints in his life and was not about to start now. Officers patiently explained that without verification, they would have to take him to the station to confirm his identity. What had started as a calm conversation was now slowly turning tense, and the driver's body language began to show it. As the discussion continued, things suddenly escalated. The officer noticed the vehicle slowly beginning to roll forward. "Can you put the car back in park, please?" he asked. But the movement didn't stop. The driver quickly jumped back into the car and slammed the accelerator. The passenger immediately panicked and jumped out of the moving vehicle while the suspect sped off, nearly hitting officers and surrounding cars as he fled the scene. In seconds, the quiet traffic stop turned into a dangerous pursuit. Police followed as the suspect drove recklessly through the area, hitting multiple vehicles along the way and even crashing into a parked patrol car. With pedestrians nearby and the suspect becoming increasingly reckless, officers made the difficult decision to terminate the pursuit to avoid putting more innocent people in danger. A short time later, the suspect's vehicle was found abandoned after crashing nearby. Now the search shifted to the surrounding neighborhood. Officers quickly set up a perimeter as witnesses began pointing them toward the direction the suspect had run. One woman told officers she had seen a man sprint past her yard just minutes earlier, clearly frightened and looking for somewhere to hide. A K-9 unit was brought in to track him, and officers carefully searched through nearby yards and alleyways. The search ended in a moment no one expected. The K-9 suddenly alerted in a yard, and an officer stepped forward, unaware that the suspect was hiding directly beneath a pile of dirt and debris. In fact, the officer had been standing almost directly on top of him. Within seconds, officers realized what had happened and ordered the man to show his hands. He quickly surrendered and was taken into custody. It was only then that the truth came out. The man who had identified himself as Michael Joseph Gendor was actually someone else entirely, a man named Ryan with a long criminal history. His real identity explained everything: the fake name, the refusal to provide fingerprints, and the desperate attempt to flee. Investigators later revealed that he already had multiple charges and legal issues pending, which is why he tried so hard to avoid being identified. In the end, he was charged with numerous serious offenses including felony fleeing and eluding police, reckless endangerment, hit and run causing injury, resisting arrest, operating a vehicle with a revoked license, and bail jumping. Facing overwhelming evidence, he eventually pleaded guilty to several of the charges and was sentenced to 3 years in prison, followed by 3 years of extended supervision and 3 years of probation. What started as a simple traffic stop could have ended with nothing more than a ticket. But one decision to lie and run turned it into a series of crimes that would cost him years of freedom.